The left side says that pollution is causing global warming and that we should change the way things are. The right side says that there's no such thing as pollution and that we shouldn't change anything at all. All the while, we as consumers are spending all our money on fuels and energies to power our vehicles and homes and other things, as we continue to feed the monster oil and energy companies that have a monopoly on the oil and on the energy industry. They seem to be the benefits of using the current energy sources that we have. According to Peter Joseph in his 2008 documentary Addendum, scarcity is the driving force behind the energy sources that we have today. Scarcity provides a means for profit. The current scarce energy sources have two problems: pollution and price. The first problem, pollution, it's been said that there's information that says that gas-powered cars emit 20.4 pounds of carbon dioxide per gallon of gas. In 2002, the U.S. Department of Energy estimated that CO2 emissions from U.S. trucks and cars totaled 314 million metric tons. That's as much as would be released from a train burning coal 50,000 miles long. That's enough to circle the planet twice. Also, in North America, CO2 reached an estimated 1,760 million metric tons in 1998, a 38% increase from 1970. And it's expected to increase 31% more by 2020. The U.S. alone is the largest emitter of carbon dioxide in all the world. 23% of all the emissions of the world total emissions. The transportation sector uses 35% of the nation's energy, and that was in 1990. This sector is 97% dependent on petroleum. Fossil fuels are depleting at 100,000 times faster than they are formed. That means that we're running out of it faster than we can make it. The second problem is cost. The World Bank estimates that an investment of up to $1 trillion will be needed in this decade and up to $4 trillion in the next 30 years to meet the developing countries' need for electricity. If fossil fuel consumption continues, the U.S. spends $440 billion on energy each year. Exxon still makes a 14% increase in profits. That was from 2008's last quarter, and that was 11.6 billion. That means 11.6 billion times 4. That's how much money they increased in 1 year. So, scarcity allows massive profit-based energy corporations to maintain their monopoly on energy. But there are other forms of energy that go beyond what the current energy companies provide. A country needs to move to renewable and cleaner energy sources. There are several means for that to happen. Alternative energy exists in solar, wind, tidal, wave, and geothermal energy. Virtually no preliminary energy is needed to harness all of these energies, like there is for gas, oil, and biomass, hydrogen, etc. The first I want to address is solar energy. It's a clean and abundant source of energy. 1 hour of light at high noon has more energy than what the world uses in a year. So it's available. All we need to do is harness it. Some say that solar energy is not sufficient enough to provide any energy or a sufficient amount of energy to power a substantial country. But that's not true. New technologies have made the process easy and efficient to provide enough energy for the entire world. The second is wind energy. It's a second option, and it has long been denounced as weak and impractical. In 2007, however, the U.S. Department of Energy admitted that if it was fully harvested in just 3 states, it could power the entire country. States like South Dakota are perfect for harvesting wind energy. The next is geothermal energy. It's the third and most the unrivaled option. It is a form of heat mining, and through a special process involving water, can produce massive amounts of clean energy. In 2006, an MIT report titled "The Future of Geothermal Energy" revealed that 13,000 zetajoules of energy exist within the planet, with 2,000 of those are easily tappable. It is important to point out that half of a zettajoule could power the entire planet for a whole year. Everything that exists in the planet could be powered by half of a zettajoule. That means that if we use 2,000 of those zetajoules, we power the planet for 4,000 years. And when you take into consideration that the geothermal energy within the planet is renewable, that means we'd have energy for the rest of forever. Some may say that we are already using renewable types of energy, but that's not entirely true. The Energy Information Administration admitted that only 7.5% of the U.S. energy consumption came from renewable energy in 1998. And of that, 94% was hydrogen and biomass, which are trash and wood incinerators, which aren't the best types of renewable energy to use. In 2009, only 0.02% of the world was powered by solar energy. But as I said before, abundant amounts of energy from the earth, sun, and the wind, which would only bring out positive effects, including cleanliness, energy, and obviously the massive amount of energy that there would be. The use of new energy types of energy sources would provide clean energy without negative effects seen with the fossil fuels, like gas and oil. CO2 emissions would decrease drastically, stopping global warming almost immediately, and we'd be living in a much cleaner environment. These new energy sources would provide an overabundance. It would be so great that energy would be available to everyone for little or no charge. Just imagine a time when you didn't have to spend half of your income on fuel for your car or energy for your house. And everybody would be allowed to, would have access to this energy because it would be so abundant that the standard of living would only increase. And it would eliminate the monopoly that the energy companies have on the energy industry. Huge energy and oil corporations perpetuate the use of fossil fuels that pollute our planet, all for a profit. The only way to change this is to use clean renewable energy sources, solar energy that is abundant as daylight on the earth, and wind energy that can be, if it's fully harvested, can power the entire country, and geothermal energy with quick advances in technology could power the world for, as I said before, ever. The way to go about this as an individual is to slowly start making those changes. It is not difficult to start using solar energy at home. Many people have solar panels that you just put them on your roof. Or you can do more research and find out different ways to make your house more green, as they say. Talk to other people about the energy sources that I mentioned today. Make sure that people know. Support the right kind of energy initiative programs, like the Topaz Solar Farm in Northern California. And by 2012, California hopes to have 20% of its energy come from renewable sources. And the only way that all this can happen is if we bring about an energy revolution. If you don't want to keep wasting your money for the rest of your life and polluting the planet with outdated energy sources, then it's your prerogative to help the movement forward, to use clean, renewable energy as a main source of energy. In a time where there seems to be a lot of talk about change, it's only fitting that we actually do bring about change. It's time to change the world and make it a better place, not just for yourself, but for everyone else. A change to renewable sources would be an immeasurable improvement to our human lives.